Hi everybody, this is Tom. Welcome back to our channel, Plain Ambition. Appreciate you tuning in, watching the videos. Today we're going to talk about I'm stuck. And what am I stuck at? Well, been trying to lose weight. A lot of people have the same problem I do. I promise we cover this on this channel and we'll be forthcoming about it. Sat back and done some soul searching. Here's the situation I'm in. Started these channels, I was around 369 pounds. I was told I was too fat to fly. And they're right, I am. Enjoy my food, I enjoy things, but I want to get in an airplane. In order for me to start taking some of these lessons, I need to get down to about 324 pounds, 325 pounds, somewhere in there. My target goal is 289. I started at 369, so it shouldn't be too hard in the long run to get to, but it is. I'm stuck. I tried a few things. It didn't work. It hasn't worked. I got down from 369 to 344, and I am consistently stuck at 344. I changed my medication to something that helps to help promote weight loss. That got me down to 344, and that's kind of right where I'm stuck, right in the mud. Frustrating as can be, but I have goals. And one of the biggest things in this world that everybody's telling me is if you don't write them down, they don't become real. We're going to fix that today. Tom is starting with a clean slate. Now, what are we going to do with this clean slate? My idea is to write down on here exactly what we need to do. $369 is where we started. Now you guys don't laugh at me on this. You may find this hard to believe, but when I was in school, I spent a lot of my recesses in there on the chalkboard going, I will be quiet during class. And as that progressed, I learned the faster I wrote, the faster I get out and play recess. So my handwriting now stinks. I should have been a doctor. That's all I'm saying. No offense to you doctors out there. You guys are great. Your handwriting stinks, and so does mine. All right, we started out at 369 pounds. I'm going to put the word stuck on here because that's exactly where we're at. We're stuck. 344. Goal. 324. Target. 289. I'm going to put a box in that corner. Even though this is an erasable chalkboard, whiteboard, whatever you want to call it, I'm not going to erase that corner. This is what I'm going to do to try to stay focused. Because I believe, and I'm not an expert on this, I'm just trying to tell you what I know about myself. If I feel like having an ice cream cone, I go get one. I can always make up for it later. I've tried some things, they don't work. It doesn't mean I failed. I haven't failed yet. When I quit, I fail, and I'm not quitting. I need to change how I'm doing things to hopefully get where we are. I'm not an expert in this area. So I may set down some goals, some ideas, some thoughts, and start using them, and they don't work. Doesn't mean I failed. Doesn't mean anybody fails in life when they do something like that. It means I tried, and whatever I tried wasn't right. So now it's time to change that. And that's what this board is all about. I'm going to change a few things that we're doing. I need to write this stuff down so I look at it every day. I think ultimately we're going to hang this on the wall where I got to look at it, just like I do my American flag back here in the background and my big 4-engine airplane that I had to have. That thing is so cool. A couple other things that I look at every day to remind me of what my goals are going to be. This is going to be one of them. Every day I walk in and out my house through this room, I'm going to see it. Hopefully that sets in my mind and gets me unstuck. If I was a truck in the mud, a tractor in the mud, somebody would throw a line and try to help pull me out. And that's what this is. I'm going to try to have this pull me out. I hope it works. There's no guarantees in life. People wish there was, and I wish there was. But what are we going to do different than what we've been doing? Daily check. Every day I walk out of this, I want to check and realize what our goal is and where I'm at. That'll help me make better decisions daily, hopefully. The fact I'm making this video about what's going on here, this is some pretty private stuff. This goes back into your daily routine and what you're doing and jumping on a scale every day and oh my gosh, people are going to know that I'm fat. Well, I got news for you. There's eyeballs out there. People can tell I'm fat. It never bothered me before. It really doesn't bother me now, other than the fact it's in the way of my goal of getting into an airplane and flying. So we're going to change that. This board's going to help me do it. Daily checks. Walk through here, look at this board, remember what I'm trying to do. The other thing I need to do is become more active. For 30-some years I've sat in equipment all day long, run the stuff, do my job, get a lot of work done. But it doesn't do a lot for Tom. Tom sits there and moves his arms like this all day long. My feet, my head, all that. But I don't move around. My legs don't move like they were. So, become more active. Yes, I'm probably still going to be sitting in a piece of equipment for 8 to 10 hours a day. But, doing my daily check and becoming more active, get out when I don't have anything to do, instead of just sit there and wait for something else to come up for me to do, or if I'm waiting for a load of stone or whatever. By doing this daily check and having this wrote down and seeing it every day, it'll remind me to get up out of that seat and move around a little bit. Let this medication that I'm on work. Let this other stuff that I've got going on. To increase your metabolism, you've got to become more active than what I am. And if I'm going to get to this target of 289, I'm going to have to move around a little more than what I do now. This one's going to hurt. Eliminate snacks. Oh man, I like snacks. Always have. I'm sitting there watching TV, I gotta have me a snack. And I'm not saying that I'm crazy about it. I'm gonna sit there and destroy a whole bag of potato chips at night. Not saying I haven't done that, but I don't normally do that. Since I started this diet, it was like, okay, I'll take a little bowl in the room, I'll leave the bag over here, and I get me some of those chips. I don't think they're helping me very much. I'm gonna have to eliminate them. And that's tough for me because I do like to have something. Could be why I'm fat. I sit there and watch TV and gnaw on stuff. I got to learn something else to do. Also going to put in here drink more. And I better explain that a little better. I'm not saying drink more beer, drink more wine, drink more whiskey. What I'm talking about is more bottles of water. I'm an iced tea drinker. It's my thing. I'm going to drink more iced tea. I'd like to put on here don't drink soda pop. But I don't. I haven't drank a lot of soda pop since I become diabetic. Completely cut Mountain Dew out of my list. I've tried the no sugar stuff. It just doesn't work anymore. So I don't drink a lot of soda drinks. So I'm not even going to have to worry about that on this board. I've already worked that out of my life. I went to where I used to live on Mountain Dew and live on candy bars. I don't drink soda pop anymore. So don't have to put that on here. But what I do want to do is replace those snacks with water. Everybody knows, everybody's been told, but what this board is about is action. Make me do it, make me look at it every day. So daily check, become active. I better write that correctly. Become active, eliminate snacks, drink more fluids, engage more activities. Let's eliminate that entire sitting down watching TV from the minute I get home. I know it's easy to do. I've been doing it for 30 years. Mentally, I am beat and wore out when I get home. I've been thinking about grade. I've been thinking about processes. I'm thinking about safety. Everything I do in a split second can turn out bad. I'm running a big piece of equipment around people and things. All day long I think about it. I'm not saying I've been perfect my whole life. You get around this stuff, you do run into things, you do have problems. I've never hurt anybody. Thank God. I don't want to. And I've never seriously destroyed anything. There's been some accidents along the way. There's been some stuff broke, but sometimes that part just happens. But engage in more activities. Currently, right now, we've got going on an addition to my pole barn, so I can put a hanger out there on the back side of my pole barn. That's helped me out a little bit. Got to get past this little bubble that I'm at, get down to 344 and sit there for about 3 to 4 weeks. It's time to do some whiteboarding. One thing about myself that I've always had problems with is when I get some success with weight loss, I feel that I can drop what I'm doing, celebrate a little bit, and I'll get back to it. And that's usually a disaster. So on here also, I'm going to put stay focused. People may think this is some very basic stuff, but these are the things that I have done personally that stop me from doing what I want to do. Whiteboard it, make it happen. Give me a little circle right here. A little airplane up in the air. Cockpit on there. Propeller out the end. Very basic. That's going to remind me what we're doing this for and what I need to do to keep things going. And if you guys have any suggestions, they're all good ideas. Write them down. Comment on the bottom of this video. Let me know what's going on. While we're talking about all this, I'd like to mention I am starting my groundwork. A lot of things going on in my life. It's taken me longer to get there. I've found a place that I really like. I like to talk about it in all my videos. PartTimePilot.com. I'll put that right here. PartTimePilot.com. It's a really neat system this gentleman has set up. You guys can go there, check it out if you want to get involved with your own pilot's license. A person like me that's real busy running around, becoming more active, engaging in more activities, his program works for guys like me. It can work for you too. Check him out. They've got a free blog on there. They've got a lot of neat stuff going on. So drop over there, look at him. In the comments, tell him you heard about me on my videos. He'll be happy about that, and so will I. Um, but no, it's a good program. I like it. There's good programs out there online. You don't have to necessarily go to a flight school to get your ground training taken care of. And there are some good ones that are out there. Part-time pilot works really well in my life. I think another one that I tried, what was the name of that one? Pilot Institute. A lot of people are getting into that one. He's got a neat drone program also. Not a bad school, but you have to be really dedicated on that. I tried to stay with that for 30 days, and you almost have to dedicate 2.5 to 3 hours a day to his program to keep up with it, and it really didn't work for me. There's days that I just don't have the time to do that. Part-time pilot, work at your own pace, do your own thing. I love his program. Check him out. Good people, good guys. We email back and forth all the time. We get to talk to each other. He's very supportive of us. So there you go. Hopefully this works. A video right here talking about what's going on and how it's happening. Wish me luck. Hopefully the sky is no longer the limit. Hopefully about 16,000 feet in the sky is going to be my limit, because I don't want to pressurize my cabin. Air's pretty thin up there. I like air. Anyways, please in the comments encourage me. I need it. I'm stuck. I need some people to smile at me and laugh and give me some suggestions. I mean, I've found out some things that work for me. I found out things that don't work for me. Weight loss is a very personal thing. Certain habits you have, certain things you do. I'll never forget when I was diagnosed with diabetes. They set me up with a dietitian. And I sat down in this room and I looked on this girl's desk, and she was a great gal, don't get me wrong. It's just Tom's getting old and thinking about things. She had plastic fruits and plastic vegetables on her desk. Boy, I sat down with her right away, and there's some very good people in their field, and I think she's going to be one of them. She come right out of school. I could tell she only been out of school for 6 or 8 months. I don't hold that against anybody, but her approach was definitely out of a textbook. And she sat down and she said, "Oh, you need to start eating yogurt. Yogurt's a good thing for you." And I looked at her and I said, "Dear, yogurt's been around for a very long time, and so have I. Don't like it." "Well, you're going to have to learn how to like it." I said, "Well, that's your first highway to failure. I have to find things that I enjoy and that work for me. I can't force myself to like something or not like something. If I go to put something up toward my mouth and it smells to me like spoiled milk, I'm not going to enjoy that ever. I don't like spoiled milk. Cottage cheese, the same thing to me. I don't necessarily like cottage cheese because it looks to me and smells to me like spoiled milk. I've had a problem with milk personally for a long, long time. It's not something I do all. In cereal I can get it. I usually pay for it later. You know what I mean? But this gal kept telling me all the stuff that the textbook was telling her works for diabetes, and I said, "Honey," I didn't say it that way because you can't talk like that, but I really appreciated what she was trying to do for me. She was trying to help, and I was trying to help her enter her field. I'm not saying I'm an expert in her field, but I'm an expert in this guy. I've been in this body for 50 some years now. And I told her, I said, everything that you're talking about I've tried before, and statistically speaking, everything just eventually hits a brick wall and I just start binge eating. It's up here. It's not necessarily here. It's up here. And yes, you're a dietitian. You can tell me what's good and what's bad, but you can't tell me to sit here and like something I don't like and change the way I like food and all that. I said, we're going to have to find a program that works with what we did. And that's what I thought I did here when I started these videos. I thought that I said, okay, I'm going to go here, I'm going to stay away from here, I'm going to do this. And, you know, 4 months down the road, I'm looking at the scale and I'm still 344 pounds, stuck in the mud. And you start looking around just like you do when you're in your car and you're stuck in a snowdrift. Oh boy, I shouldn't have drove through that drift, it's a little deep. Well, Dollar General down here, they know me, because I go in there and I buy these great big Russell Stover Big Bites. They're great big turtles. And I've told myself a long time ago that if I just have one every couple of days, I'll be okay. Well, I used to go into this store, they'd have them sporadically. Originally I just bought 1 or 2 a week, but it got to where they wouldn't have them. So I'd buy the whole box and I'd bring them home. And of course that brings temptation to everybody who goes into that refrigerator. And I'll go there and I'll see, oh my gosh, there's only 10 left. I just bought 30. Who's eating all these? Well, I better grab one before somebody gets it. You know? The answer to who's eating all these is Tom. And that's why Tom's stuck in the mud. I drove through that big drift and I'm stuck. So, Russell Stovers aren't in my fridge no more. Ain't gonna happen. I try to cut Dairy Queen out. I don't go to Dairy Queen like I used to before I started this diet. I'll bet I've been to Dairy Queen 3 times in the last month and a half. And that's really good for me. Now, I don't order anything big anymore. I used to get milkshakes and all that stuff, which weren't good for me. But now I've limited it to a s'mores small blizzard. My Lord, whoever made that thing trying to kill me, literally. Definitely sticking me in the mud. I do got to have one of those once in a while. I'm trying to live as I'm losing weight, but there you go. That's that recipe for disaster that I'm driving down that path, taking that exit. I need to stay on the road I'm on. That's what this board's all about right here. That's what this video is all about. Looking back at the things that Tom likes. I've been cooking my own steaks. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, a steak, there's your problem, you're eating too much fat. Well, depends how your body reacts to things. For some reason, and I don't know why, but when I check my blood sugar, which is the key to losing weight and all that stuff, you get your blood sugar right, the rest of it falls in place. But some of my best readings with my blood sugar is after I ate green beans. Don't know why, don't know how, but it is. So I put a lot of green beans in my diet now. Helps me stay on track. I'll enjoy the taste of them. Gotta be careful. There's some people that cook with sugar, so you gotta be careful where you go out. I try to limit my sugar intake, obviously because I'm diabetic, but also because I understand what that does to your blood system and how it makes you hold on to body fat. I'm not an expert. I'm just going by what works and what doesn't work. And I'm trying to identify the things that made me stop working. And I think, you know, we're there. We're getting there. So I'm going to hang this up on the wall. I'm going to look at it every day when I walk around here. Just like I look at that American flag, remind me of what this country's all about. Look at that airplane right there and remind me how cool that stuff is. I'm going to give me a couple more. You know what? I'm going to add that to this. Oh, what's the word I want to use here? Motivational art. Big word. I'm going to try to get some pictures up on these orange walls. This room here I originally did as a Harley Davidson room. Orange on the top, black on the bottom. Willie G skulls all the way down it. Chrome. Oh, gotta have chrome on a Harley. There's some Harley Davidson signs up and stuff in here. I tend not to show those on the video. This wall's dedicated to my videos. But anyways, I want to get some pictures up in here to get me excited about getting in this airplane and not just an overall excitement like I have, but a daily excitement, a motivational excitement. Hopefully these things are going to get me unstuck. I'm really leaning on you guys out there to encourage me, positive statements. Throw some comments down there on things that work for you guys. To stay focused. I'm not talking about, oh my gosh, if I take this diet pill, it's going to work. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for, where do you get your motivation? How do you stay focused? What works good for you? Some people say, oh, I run. Well, running works for some people. I'm going to tell you right now, if Tom's running, you might want to run too. There's something real wrong going on in that direction. Tom don't run very much. Could be why Tom's 344 pounds. Tom wasn't always this fat, but he just got this way in the last 25, 30 years. Okay. I'm going to hang this up. Put this little marker down here to help me motivate myself. I'm asking you guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Our subscriptions are climbing. More people are starting to watch this. Root for me a little bit. The 324 goal's got to come pretty soon so I can get an airplane and start applying what I'm learning on the ground up in the air. I got to get all that figured out yet too. So stick with me. Appreciate it. I thank you. Subscribe to our channel if you would, please. Like the stuff you do. And especially on these diet ones, I really ask you guys to comment down here. Give me some motivational stuff. I really appreciate it, just so you guys know. 50 years old, trying to do something I've not been able to do in 25, 30 years, and that's shed some pounds and feel better about myself. And if it works for me, maybe watching these videos, it'll work for somebody else out there, and they can be motivated too. And that's the ultimate goal. I don't really just want it just for me, but I want to share my experience. And when we do make this board work for myself, then we've got a path that we know works. And maybe some other people out there can take that path too. And then we can all celebrate each other. Because the more we celebrate each other, the better that flag, that airplane, and this country, and this man right here are. So, plain ambition. Hopefully this video gets me unstuck. Maybe the next video we do on this is going to say, unstuck finally. I hope so. Alright guys, thank you for listening to me rant. Thank you for getting on here and helping me out a little bit. I'm going to get this thing hung, and I'm going to start running with it. And let's see where we go. Thanks for listening. There it is, right there. Got her put up on the wall, right here by the door where I walk out, right here on the wall where I hang all my coats, my beautiful Plain Ambition hats. There it is. Hopefully that helps me. Really appreciate you guys sticking with me on this one. It's from my heart. Thank you for sticking around this long. Again, please subscribe. Hit the like button if you like what's going on here. There's a little bell in the corner once you've subscribed. If you hit that every time I release a video, it'll let you know so you can jump on there and take a look and see how good or bad I did. But yeah, this one feels good. I'm feeling a little bit of a change on it. So thank you guys. Interesting things coming up. We got the pole barn going up. That's going to house our airplane so we can start working on it. I got the Indiana trap shooting event coming up very quickly. We're going to go down there and try to do our thing down there. Meet a bunch of people that I get to see every year. I kind of miss them throughout the year, so we'll be able to see them. And then right behind that is Oshkosh. And I'm really hoping I'll be able to make that this year. Work's going to determine that a whole lot, but anyways, exciting month. Thanks for sticking with me. Have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one.